just humiliating himself to get the validation of the entire streamer community. And now I thought that he was finally going to at least plateau in terms of the amount of humiliation that he could possibly endure, but of course is getting him to direct his next music video, which is hilarious because due to Kai's major criticism of Nokia, which was that the video was so boring and it made a record that he believed—
Yo, what's going on YouTube? What's going on? We're back with another banger. Yes sir, today's video we got how Drake just humiliated himself for Kai Cenat and streamers so bad. So if you're new here, don't forget that big red subscribe button and that like button. We're on the road to 800 subscribers and we're trying to get there. So the more you guys hit that 800, the more you guys hit that subscribe button, the closer we get to hitting 800. Now, what did I tell y'all? Fantastic Hip Hop was definitely going to make another video on Drake. He was just waiting for this nigga to do something to humiliate himself so he can make a video on him. And now we're here. Let's lock in. Let's get it.
Comes to Drake. Well, after I woke up and saw this and also saw what the Biggest Loser in hip hop just did, well, the time is up, and today we are going to be going all in on the weirdest and most desperate clown that rap has ever seen. And now, before we go any further into this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe so the Drake fans know that this downfall will never end, no matter how hard they try and hide it. And now, with that said, when it comes to Drake, well, not too long ago, it may have seemed like Drake was near a point where he was giving up with all the clown antics and rap was being fully restored back into a genre with great artists and great bars and nothing else. I should have known that it wasn't gonna last and that the man who has been responsible for more problems than anyone else in this genre for years now was gonna come back, because right in this moment, well, somehow Drake has returned and is making a more aggressive, annoying, and obnoxious push than ever to be relevant and successful in this era where people have still never been lower on him in his entire career. And now, while there are multiple ways that Drake has tried to do this so far, and really with all of the clout chasing he is doing right now, it is gonna take a lot to process. Out of everything we have seen, what is getting the most attention right now and what is also the most jarring is what Drake is doing right now with none other than Kai Cenat and the streaming community as a whole. As between Drake joining Kai and the rest of the stream—
I knew he was gonna bring up Streamer University. I knew he was gonna bring up this clip. I was just waiting for him to talk about it.
Community at his Streamers University event, to Drake even going behind the scenes and begging Kai to direct his next music video so it does not flop like Nokia did. Well, right now, Drake is being more pathetic than ever because he is pretty much just humiliating himself to get the validation of the entire streamer community. And now, before we get into what this really means and how pathetic this is all getting, if you haven't already, really be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are almost at 100,000 subscribers, so
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Even if you're a superstar or you're falling off, right now, Kai Cenat being one of the biggest streamers in the world for several years now, he is the perfect person to go to either revive your career or get it more hyped. You feel me? He's a perfect person to go to. This nigga sparked up on Streamer University for 3 minutes and had 300,000 people tuned in his shit for 3 minutes. You don't think that everybody's trying to go for this nigga to be on his stream so they can get their name out there? You feel me? Yes, of course. Now, I'm not saying Drake is, you know, like no one's heard of him. Everybody's heard of Drake, but as his numbers fell off, you feel me? 100%. So that's a perfect move for this nigga to go to Kai Cenat. I want you to direct my new music video. Hey, let me send in a clip for the Streamer University. You feel me? To keep niggas tuned in into Drake to see what he's doing next. You feel me? Because the nigga just said he was about to go in the house and he's stopping with all this beef shit. We all knew that was a lie.
It has never been more important.
And I told you,
now
I'm a Drake
with
fan myself.
Really with Drake, and why I said what I said before the loser Drake fans made me come back out and just roast the guy.
I'm sandwiched between the two generations. I'm helping to give caregiver responsibilities to my dad.
I thought that he was finally going to at least plateau in terms of the amount of humiliation that he could possibly endure, but of course, I should have known better. This is Drake we are talking about at the end of the day, and the more we are watching this guy who lost so bad that he brought paperwork into a rap beef, he is managing to make literally everything that he has ever done just remembered within a worse light. And now most recently, well, with what Drake is doing that is both pathetic and is just showcasing how little respect he has for anything he represents, all centers around the guy's need to be more friendly with streamers than any other group of people. And specifically in this discussion, one of the biggest people out right now in any category you put him in of course none other than Kai Cenat. And now with
100%.
Drake and Kai, well, after Kai has finally become the first person in the streamer community to not just praise Drake for whatever he has done and has actually spoken his mind about him, which has included Kai saying such things as that Kendrick Lamar won the beef against Drake and even saying that Drake's Nokia video was awful. Well, with this, Kai
100%.
already took a bold leap as he became...
You see, Kai did. He 100% did. He said that Kendrick won the beef, and he said the Nokia video was trash, which it was. Nokia video was awful. Gang, it was not good. The song was good. I will give Drake that. Nokia is one of my favorite songs on that album. And the only song I like. I'm not gonna lie. You feel me? So he was just being honest. Straight up. He wasn't dick riding like Drake's fans is gonna dick ride him no matter what. You feel me? He was giving his honest opinion. And niggas can't do that nowadays or people get butthurt. Feel me? Stop dick riding so hard for your favorite artist, nigga. They human. They go make mistakes. Relax. You make mistakes. You feel me? You straight to the comments. Oh, he. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here.
The only
bro.
guy in the entire streamer community it felt like to criticize Drake, and now compared to everybody else, what we have now seen is that for Kai Cenat, well, he is so popular and he is so captive of the audience that Drake so desperately wishes he had control of, that Kai has now become the first person who has done or said anything slightly negative about Drake, and the biggest clown in hip-hop has had no other choice than just continue to beg him for any sort of help because he has more clout and influence than Drake over this group of people who Drake so desperately wishes he had all on his side. And if they had to choose...
Boom. Now that is kind of correct. As in, like, if we're talking about being locked in with your fans and really having a movement, Kai Cenat is bigger than Drake in that movement. This nigga Kai can spark up a stream and put 100,000, 300,000 people on one artist and change that person's life forever. We've seen him do it with niggas with clothing brands. You feel me? It's not hard. And other rappers know this. Other streamers know this. YouTubers know this. Why? Because he's the biggest in the world right now. Same thing goes for Kendrick Lamar. It's one of the biggest artists in the world right now. You don't think niggas are going to try to diss him or get collabs with him so they can boost their own careers? It's a smart play, gang. It's smart.
Between Drake or Kai? Well, I think Drake even understands at this point that this younger and more impressionable audience would choose Kai over him every single day of the week. And now with this,
and that is 100% true. If those of y'all that think that is false, you're dumb as shit. My nigga, we can go right now. If you don't think that Kai has the more of like the younger influence than Drake, nigga, please. We all know that Kai has the younger influence on lock. Nigga, I'm talking about on lock. You feel me? Everybody knows this, and Drake knows this as well. If he can get Kai's influence over to him, he knows he'll go up. You feel me? He'll go up. He'll have a movement that'd be dumb crazy.
As Drake would have nothing in terms of major support if he went against Kai, because Kendrick now has control of hip-hop and Kai has control of this audience that he wants.
There you go.
Drake is now in an era where he at least has accepted that he is number 2 to Kai, and he is now trying to get on his good side however he can. And now the first thing that Drake is doing with Kai is getting him to direct his next music video, which is hilarious because due to Kai's major criticism of Nokia, which was that the video was so boring and it made a record that he believed was fun so lame. Well, now Drake has pretty much fan-casted Kai to try and gain any goodwill that he has lost back, but now beyond just this, what has stood out and what Drake is going more viral for than anything else he has recently is the cringe, confusing, and laughable keynote speaker that he ended up being for Kai's insanely viral streamer University. And now with Drake making an appearance here.
Let's see what they say about his appearance
It
on
isn't
Streamer
flashy.
University.
It isn't.
Well, once again, Drake is showing that he is going to do anything that Kai asks him to at this point, and he is really going to try and stay in his good graces no matter what. And really for Drake, what's so shocking here, considering even the production value of what he did here, is that Drake is working harder to impress Kai and these streamers than he is to actually impress and show that he cares about rapping or the hip-hop community as a whole. Because between the setting and the speech that I'm sure he had somebody else write and then that he read for everybody to see. Well, overall, what we are seeing with Drake...
That is kind of true. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not going to lie. Y'all let me know how y'all feeling about this. I feel like Drake is putting more energy and time and effort into hanging out with these streamers, doing videos for streamers, than he is putting in his own pen and pad. You feel me? Really writing down some music, some real good shit. He's trying to use these streamers to boost any type of music he's making. Gang, we understand, we see what you're doing. Yeah, that might help you for a little bit, but gang, like we all said, over time, niggas are still gonna pick that same shit up, gang. If you don't make some good rap music where niggas really want to tune in and listen to, bro, he's just gonna continue doing the same shit. And I told y'all, for the Drake fans watching this, I am a Drake fan as well, but this nigga is not doing it the right way, gang. He's just trying to use other famous people to boost his own shit. You feel me? Like, come on.
That is so clear here is that with this opportunity of Streamer University and with this moment where Kai asked him to speak in this big setting, he really pulled out all of the stops here to do one thing only, which is to get every single streamer at this thing and every streamer in general on his side. Because again, for Drake, this is the audience that he doesn't just want, but needs for this next chapter in his career to both control and build narratives that will support him in any capacity, and just to once again make sure that no matter what other criticism he gets, he will have the community of generally the most immature and ready to clout chase people by his side, because in an era where narratives move and spread based on who is the loudest and the most obnoxious really, well, if Drake has these people telling their audiences that his music is cool still and that he is actually the person on the right side in hip-hop history, well, we have already seen the impact of this, and it's really been the only reason why Drake has had any sort of relevancy.
Don't get it fucked up though. Fantastic. Now, yes, Drake can be using this to his advantage, but Kai's also not stupid. You feel me? Kai also knows what Drake is doing, but Kai's also going to use that to his advantage, my nigga, because it's also going to help Kai. Yes, he's going to direct the music video, you feel me? And he's going to tell this nigga, you better make some hard-ass music behind this music video, you feel me? Right? You're going to make it. Kai's going to obviously listen to it live, react to it live. You feel me? If it's good, then he's going to give a good review. If it's trash, he's still going to give a trash review because he did it with Nokia. You feel me? And then we're going to see where the song goes. But do you feel like Kai's going to make and direct every song for this nigga? No. You feel me? I feel like this might be a one-time thing. Not only that, I feel like Drake's trying to do this low-key in a little bit of a slimy way. As in, oh, Kai, you said this music video was bad. Oh, well, I want you to direct it. Let's see how good you are. You feel me? Kind of like that type of way. So I feel like it's going hand in hand right now. But do I feel like Kai Cenat's going to direct Drake's every other music video? No, gang. I feel like this is a one-time thing just so Drake can see the power of Kai Cenat and his numbers and his, army behind him, and to see if he can really direct a music video. You feel me? That's what I feel like Drake is trying to do and see. Y'all let me know how y'all feeling about that. Let's get it.
Because aside from weirdo streamers, everybody else has been repulsed to the guy. And now, as Drake made this massive play for the entire streaming community here, in this speech that all these names were losing it over, he made sure to really lock in with the future of this community and with some of the questionable names at the forefront of it at that, as Drake was really doing tricks here by telling these streamers how much he believes in them, and then overall telling them pretty much everything they want to hear to pretty much make sure that they will never go against him no matter what. And now within this speech from Drake, by specifically shouting out some people who he really likes and wants them to keep pushing the ridiculous narratives that he needs to keep his career and ego running, well, Drake made sure to shout out some of the leaders of this community in his eyes, and really did this just to make sure that they continue to be some of the loudest supporters for Team Drake. And who he said most prominently here was none other than DDG. And with Drake doing this, he just revealed so much about himself and his fan base for that matter. And now when you see the Drake fans, just remember that OVO Drake and anybody who even stands close to them doesn't stand on absolutely anything other than disliking Kendrick Lamar and liking mediocre music and people. And overall, as a result of this, just being obsessed.
Y'all, did DDG ever said he doesn't like Kendrick Lamar? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. And if he did say that, what was the reason behind that? You feel me? Let me know, because if he's just saying some weird shit on some weird reason why he don't like Kendrick Lamar just because of, you know, the Drake beef, then I understand where Fantastic Hip Hop is coming from. But if he actually has a solid reason of not fucking with Kendrick, then I'll kind of understand. You feel me? Let me know down below in the comments.
With wallowing in immaturity. Because really, when we break down Drake's actions here, and specifically his support of DDG, well, if we want to really look at the truth and put Drake's little moral gotcha moments that he tries to have, and also OVO does as well, into perspective. While the Drake community has tried to act like the stuff he said about Kendrick on Family Matters really happened with him and Whitney, and Kendrick is this awful person because of this, who should be called out for being a monster and who should have none of the success that he gets. Although, of course, there has been no proof of these claims from Drake, and in actuality, with any of the people that Drake said were affected by Kendrick, they have never spoken against him. And matter of fact, as Kendrick is still with Whitney and her brother Taylor is so close with the guy that they just did a Gatorade collab, everything leans towards the opposite. Well, for both Drake and his fans, they try to act like they care about morals and what Kendrick did off a baseless claim, and then we see the DDG situation that he is in, and there is a lot of clear proof that he did some unspeakable and terrible things there, and yet Drake is still championing him. And
Fantastic Hip Hop, stop it. You're only going with what you heard off the internet. Damn, bro, there's a fly in my room. There's a fucking fly in my room, and it's gonna piss me off. Oh my god, and I'm looking at it, and it's gonna piss me off, gang. Oh my goodness, I can't stand this. Flies are so annoying. But everything's not in the court for DDG yet and Holly, so we can't really say that just yet. I said that last video, he was reacting and saying that stuff about DDG. Not everything's really hit the courts yet to really find out what happens. You feel me? We still haven't seen no video footage that she says she had, none of the receipts or anything like that. So we haven't seen nothing. So we can't really try to bash someone's name too hard. Watch it. Stop doing that, Fantastic Hip Hop. I'll be telling you about that.
And acting like he is this great guy. Well, Drake and OVO just show that this has never been about morals or anything like that for them. And really, and why Drake loves DDG is because their only goal has been to never face the ugly reality of the type of people that they really are inside. Really, with Drake and Kai and this push to be friends with all of these streamers who just speak to audiences that he wants so bad on his side. Well, with this specific moment from Drake that you would call a slip if this wasn't intentional. Well, with this specific moment from Drake that if his fans had any sort of critical thinking ability, would be an absolute slip on his end in terms of just revealing that he is a sheer and utter fraud. We really can see the disturbing truth about who Drake really is here, which is just that he is a desperate clout chaser who wants the pull of the most impressionable and easy to please audiences, also that he can build his career off running away from any sort of maturity or growth that somebody can have. To be honest, when we see Drake trying to rig the game and be all buddy-buddy with these streamers, both with the way that a lot of them flock to him and how he flocks to them, what it really reminds me of is Kendrick Lamar's mysterious Black Air Forces song, which released out of nowhere before GNX dropped, and specifically how Kendrick talked about everything wrong with this metaphorical party and all that's going on in and around hip-hop. And when talking about the media personalities and characters like Drake who just make these spaces so terrible to be in sometimes, Kendrick said about Drake, Ak, and all these other guys where the shoe fits, that they don't actually hate him, but they hate the man he represents. And I think that sentiment has really never been more true, because...
Okay, I see that. They don't actually hate him, they hate the man that he represents. Which I can kind of see if they have, you know, like I said, solid reasons behind why they don't like him. Or if they don't have no solid reasons, they, like he said, don't actually hate him, they hate what he stands for. You feel me? Y'all let me know how y'all feeling about that down below in the comments.
With Drake and all these streamers who clap and go crazy when he dumbs down his raps enough. Also that these people who don't actually care about hip-hop can understand it and chase clout right behind him.
Wait, stop. You're not gonna accept that ridiculous offer for your car accident, are you? What do you mean? The insurance company offered me $5,000.
A lot of these names just want to wallow in the lamest and most immature of antics because it's easy for them because they can keep on running away from the truth of who they are. And really, when we look at Drake as a whole and why the streamers do love him as much as he is chasing them, well, it's because being the age he is and still acting like half of it is the exact dream of what all of these people want. And now while Drake is embarrassing himself here to us and has pretty much had to swallow his pride for Kai Cenat's approval, and it's really hilarious to see Drake's iconic duos going from Lil Wayne and Rick Ross to DDG, no matter how much everybody else laughs at Drake. What he is still doing here is going to help him in terms of keeping the clout chaser annoying community in his praises. But I mean, as we look at the state of rap music now and see what Kendrick Lamar is doing just to change everything in general, well, what we can all say is that no matter what, while this community will continue to support Drake and make him a problem for a long time, hip-hop as a force is moving past this ridiculous era, and now for this reason. While Drake thinks that these people are going to take him back to that #1 spot, I don't think he understands that no matter how weird he gets and no matter what antics he tries to pull with what audience behind it, it's all just too late, and unless he matures, nobody wants more Drake. And so now with all of that said, let me know, what do you think about these ridiculous attempts from Drake to clout chase with these streamers and Kai Cenat specifically? And going forward, what do you think this is going to amount to for Drake? And do you think that this will actually help him going forward? Or do you think it's just going to...
I told you, man. I told y'all. It's going to obviously help Drake going forward. Yes, of course it is, because he's going to get a lot of these streamers in the streaming community. Once one reacts to it, y'all know it's a domino effect. They are all going to react to it. Then, yes, his numbers are going to go up. But will they stay up forever? I don't know. If he makes good music and they obviously give good feedback and people are going to tune in and see, oh, Drake's making good music now, then yes, his numbers are going to go up. But if he's still on that same type of hype shit, that same shit he's been on, niggas are going to be like, well, just another one of these Drake songs. You feel me? Y'all let me know down below in the comments, how are y'all feeling? What's y'all opinions on this? And I will catch y'all in the next one. We go.